What's up guys, Pete Moriarty here, and I've just wrapped up a crazy amount of travel running training and doing a quarterly planning session with my team, and I wanted to talk to you about avoiding distractions at work. Once a quarter, we sit in a room and we work on strategies to grow and improve the business. We work on customer feedback and we look at, okay, what are we going to work on for the next quarter and how's that going to fit in to our yearly goals? Now, it's super important anytime you're working during the day in the business that you're not interrupted. If you're interrupted once, it can take up to half an hour to sometimes even 40 minutes for you to get back into the flow of business. And you want to be doing that deep work, right? We want to be doing that nice, well-adjusted and focused work, which is going to be our best work. But to do that, we need to avoid distractions. So I've got some tips for you here, and I'm going to run through these one by one and help you out on making sure that you can keep nice and well in your zone, let's call it. Cool. So number one, disabling notifications. This is probably the most important one, and you can start with your mobile phone by switching off all notifications that you've got there. And when you switch off notifications on your phone, something funny happens. You start using it less and less, which is great. So I pretty much leave mine on Do Not Disturb for most of the day. I've tweaked the settings a little bit so phone calls can come through from important people, but pretty much it stays on silent for the rest of the day, which means that I only use my phone when I actually want to work on it. Now, the latest version of iOS with Apple's new phones, and Google just announced the Pixel 3 as well, all have features to monitor how much time you're spending using your phone. And on Android, I actually just downloaded an app called Quality Time, which sends me a push notification every day, and it tells me how many minutes I spent on my phone the day before and how many times I unlocked it and what I was actually doing when I used my phone. And I love that because it's a great little bit of feedback on how much screen time I'm actually spending on my phone. Another pro tip that you can do to cut down on distractions from your phone is actually switch in your accessibility settings, switch the whole phone to black and white. So my whole phone is actually on black and white mode. So you can see here it's in grayscale, which is a bit weird. But what that does is it reduces the amount of dopamine and cortisol that you get each time you pick up your phone and you work on it. You want to make sure that you switch off all notifications on your computer as well. So that means email pop-ups, dings, buzzers, instant messages, all of those, kill them. What that's going to do is that's going to hopefully help you focus on the task at hand and not drag you out of that task and into something that someone else is going to pop up and annoy you with. Now, with things like managing email, if you've read the 4-Hour Workweek, you would know that Tim Ferriss recommends having a scheduled time to jump in and check your emails, and we teach that as well as part of our Inbox Intensive course. Now, for you, you should be doing that with anything in your business, whether it's chat, whether it's checking your online banking, whether it's checking any of those other time-wasting apps like news websites that you like to go to. You should be choosing when to use those, not have them pop up and ding. So all notifications, kill them, get rid of them. You can jump into your settings on your phone and completely disable them. Okay, number two, schedule Do Not Disturb time. So if you still want to receive maybe text messages during the day and you still need to receive phone calls on your mobile, that's fine. But I would recommend considering using the Do Not Disturb schedule. And what Do Not Disturb does is it effectively completely blanks out your phone. That's a really nice feature. It's on iOS and on Android. If you go into settings, you can actually schedule this. So I schedule mine from 7 p.m. till 7 a.m. So basically during those hours, my phone won't make a peep. Now, of course, I can check it. I can, click a button, or I can pick it up and it's going to show me if there's any notifications on the screen. But basically, after hours, I don't need to be bothered with any emergencies, and I don't really want my phone buzzing, interrupting my family and my personal time. So number two tip is to schedule some Do Not Disturb time. It's going to make sure that you are kept non-interrupted by your phone. There's a Facebook plugin called Kill the Newsfeed, and it's in the Chrome store, so it works on Mac and PC. And what that does is it actually kills the Facebook newsfeed. Now, I don't use Facebook on my mobile phone. I recommend deleting it from your mobile phone, but you're probably going to want to check in on your computer from time to time. Now, this little plugin, and I'll put a link to it right below, allows you to actually receive notifications, post in groups, and do everything that you want to do on Facebook. If someone tags you, you'll see a notification and you can respond. That's all cool. But it disables the newsfeed. So you don't have that ability to endlessly scroll through Facebook. You miss out on or any of the ads. If someone tags you in something important, you're still going to see that. But basically, it stops you from that endless time-wasting scrolling of Facebook. And I highly, highly recommend that. I've been using that for a couple of years now, and it completely kills off the newsfeed. So it gets rid of that addictive quality without you completely isolating yourself from friends and updates and family and other people who might want to be working on Facebook. Number 4, now this is for the addicts. If you are already an addict, if you have that news site that you go to, or maybe it's reddit.com, or maybe it's Facebook, or maybe it's your internet banking to look at how much money is or isn't in your bank account. If you are an addict of something on the internet, well, you can use a plugin on your Chrome browser to actually block websites, and it forces you to have an on-off switch before you go to that website and before you're able to actually access it. So I use this if I find myself procrastinating and going back to a certain website or two to kind of waste time and keep myself busy rather than focusing on the task at hand. This plugin is wonderful. You can, you can just switch it on and off. There's varying levels of difficulty to disable it when you want to access those sites again. But you can choose those when you set it up. What I'll do is I'll pop a link down below. Number 5, this is one of my favorites. If you have an Android phone, and this is one of the killer features of Android, unfortunately not yet on iOS, and you are using G Suite. Well, with G Suite, you can set up something called Android for Work. And what Android for Work does is it actually sets up a kind of separate, let's say, a sandpit for all of your business apps. So the business apps are in a separate container from all of your personal apps. And if you have a look on mine here, so you can see up the top row, my business apps all have a little briefcase next to them. So those business apps there are all of my work apps, and all of my personal apps are separate to those. Now, with one button, I just slide down from the top and I bring up my tool tray. I can click on a little briefcase, and what that does is it actually turns off work mode, and it disables all of my work apps. Now, I really love that because it means no notifications. I'm not tempted to open up my email. I have to put in my PIN code to actually disable that once I've switched off work mode. And that's really brilliant if I want to have a switch off weekend. Now, my team, if there's an emergency, of course, they can give me a call on the mobile if they really need to get in touch with me. But if I don't want to tempt myself to jump into any one of those business apps just to check email over the weekend, or just to check my notifications in instant messaging, I can completely kill all of those by switching off work mode. Unfortunately, that one is Android only, but a great feature of Android for Work. Anyway, I hope these tips have been useful, and I hope that you can be just that little bit more productive with all of these. They're of course very useful, and a big part of being productive is making sure that you have the right apps. If you have, for example, 10 different apps that you're using for all different things in business, if you're using WhatsApp or or Facebook Messenger for messaging your team, or maybe you're still using text messages or phone calls, or right now if you're using your mobile phone for absolutely everything and you'd like to get off your mobile phone, then you might consider working with some of the tools that we provide. One of those is G Suite, so the suite of Google applications, which helps you get everything done online from any device at any time. And another application that we provide is called Dialpad. That is a cloud-based business phone system which lets you take your business phone with you wherever you are on the mobile, which is pretty cool. If you need any help or you would like to get in touch with our team, head along to itgenius.com and we'll be more than happy to help. Take care.